So, according to reports, teams have called and inquired about Jalen Reagor's service. Today, we discuss that and what is going on with the Honey Badger.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today, we got some things to talk about. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, help your boy out and hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new, and ding that notification bell so you know when these videos drop. Shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Of course, use promo code Philly Mike for 20% off and free shipping. Go check out what they got. They got an abundance of stuff to keep today's man groomed. Don't forget to use code Philly Mike. Also, Gate City Sports Talk, a.k.a. Steve Hyder, has a draft board for offense only, almost 100 pages. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Track who is the best guys for the Eagles to target. And once the draft is over, see how correct Gate City is with his takes on how they will translate to the NFL. Now, let's get to this report. Bleeding Green Nation wrote it. Teams have checked in on Jalen Reagor's availability. Now, he's quoting Jeff Mosher. That is the source, Jeff Mosher from Inside the Birds. And we heard him speak on Jalen Reagor wanting to move on in the past. Now he's talking about teams have inquired. What teams? And what is the compensation would we be getting? I don't believe a team will actually trade for Jalen Reagor. I see his athleticism, his attributes, and I think that other offensive coordinators say, in my system, he'll be better. Away from Philly, he'll be better. But we can't look at him and say, this is what we can get, and this is what we can get. Because when you look at receivers that were drafted in the first round, nobody's production is as low as Jalen Reagor's. It's just the Philadelphia Eagles' luck. Again, this will be year 3. I'm not saying it's impossible for him to be good, but I ain't holding my breath. I don't think he has what it takes to be a receiver, especially in Philadelphia. Now, let me just say this. When you look at the depth chart for the Philadelphia Eagles, a lot of people think it's Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Zach Pascal, Jalen Reagor, maybe Greg Ward even in front of him, then Jalen Reagor and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, right? I don't know what it is. I just know that that's what I would do, right? If I'm looking at talent, Reagor got to be the 4th or 5th. But Howie Roseman invested a first-round pick, and although Roseman and Sirianni were tougher on him this offseason, say he has been bad. He got to be better. They force-fed him throughout the 2021 season, and I think they're going to give him the first opportunity to try to prove himself in a 3-year window. You heard Jeff Lurie and Howie Roseman speaking about players getting at least 3 years. This is his last year, even for them, and they're trying to hold on. Philly Mike and most of you guys would have been let it go, or at least dropped him down a depth chart. I believe come week 1, if he does what he always does in camps and makes these catches and shows promise, come week 1, he will be the 2nd wide receiver on the depth chart. I just hope that Howie and Nick see minimal production in 1 or 2 games, they pull him. They don't wait 6, 7, 8 weeks to then pull the plug and go with a Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Pascal 3-piece. Now, this is if we don't get a wide receiver, which I believe we will draft a wide receiver in this draft. I don't know if it's going to be in the 1st round or the 2nd round or the 3rd round, but there are a lot of wide receivers that can fit the mold of a 2nd wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, because behind Devontae Smith, there's not a surefire guy. I love Quez, and I think he was used wrong and not as much. I think we tried to force feed Reagor too much. Quez can be a weapon, but it'd be better if he's our 3rd piece and Pascal was our 4th piece. And we had somebody who we can legitimately say is better than Quez and Pascal in the 2nd, because it's a domino effect. It makes everybody's job easier and everybody gets better or less coverage, right? A number one who's now number 2 gets the worst cornerback, and a number 2 who could play number 2, but is number 3 gets the worst coverage. So it benefits everybody on the field, including Jalen Hurts. I don't believe it, but let me know in the comment section. Would you take a third, a fourth, a fifth? What would you take? Would you package him for something? I don't know. Just I'm tired of seeing it, right? Year three's coming. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath at all. Now, I do want to talk about Tyrann Mathieu. And I tweeted this out about 5 hours ago. When this video's drop, it will be 5 o'clock. So for the people who don't understand what I was doing here, comment and yell at me, because there's people who are laughing and understand what I did. Like most of the people who probably hit the like button, shout out to the 1,300 that hit the like button. Follow your boy on Twitter at Philly_Mike25. You got to understand what I'm doing. Since Ian Rappaport, right before Ian Rappaport said something that was reliable enough to say that we are the prime location, we had a virtual visit, blah, 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 blah. People have been trying to do this narrative since it's been low key linked, right? The Colts were linked to him, Eagles were linked to him, Saints were linked to him, and the Colts fell out and got Ronnie McLeod. That's one more reason why people think now the Eagles could be going at Tyrann Mathieu. But this is what these side Twitter accounts do. They got a gut feeling, or like how Philly Mike does this on a video. I want Tyrann Mathieu. I think it will be smart to get Tyrann Mathieu. I think we got enough money to get Tyrann Mathieu. I think because Ronnie McLeod left, we should get Tyrann Mathieu. And because I think that, I'm going to say, sources say, blah, 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 blah. So I decided to do that. But I'm going to give you where my source is. Gut feeling. And some people either don't read the whole thing, skim through it, or just dumb. Tyrann Mathieu is close to signing with the Eagles. Expected deal to be done between 3 to 5 p.m. today. Source. This is where I got my gut. You should see some of the comments and the quote tweets, right? But it is what it is. I don't care. Philly Mike still believes, and although when this video drops, it will be 5 o'clock, so I was wrong. My gut feeling is he's doing his due diligence across the league. But I still think when it's all said and done, he's going to be an Eagle. If he's not, then I'm wrong. And there's a chance he's not. I just think that listening to everything that has unfolded, from the fake stories to the real stories, and John Kincaid on 97.5 The Fanatic said this morning that Ronnie McLeod didn't sign with nobody because he was waiting to see if the Eagles gave him another year or 1-year deal. When the Eagles said to him, it's over, he went out and then signed with the Colts. $7 million is the rumored number. I don't know if it's true. 1 year, $7 million. I don't know. With that being said, it was like Ronnie McLeod was waiting around for us, and now we said it's finally good, meaning we have a backup plan. It might be in the draft. The backup plan might be in the draft, and I ain't mad. If you get a safety early, not saying first, maybe second, depending on who falls, right? A lot of people can fall in this draft, especially with all these rumors about quarterbacks. There's one article out there saying 7 quarterbacks could be drafted in the first round. Now, that's unlikely. I don't believe that's going to happen, but just say it does. A couple before us, a couple after us. There's going to be talent on the board, first and second round. This draft can go a lot of ways because of the desperation at quarterback that a lot of teams are showing now. A couple of the old heads retired. They're Ben Roethlisbergers. Guys are done. They're leaving teams. They're moving on. They're just doing a lot of crazy things at the quarterback position. But anyways, this still stands in my heart that I believe the Eagles will land him. I want him to be a Eagle, and I believe it's the right thing to do. I think if Howie does this, it's a smart move for both Tyrann Mathieu and the Eagles. So I'm going to keep saying, until somebody else signs him, I'm going to say Ian Rappaport said we are a prime landing spot, and Philly Mike believes it's the right thing to do. So again, this is the difference between me and the other Twitter accounts. They're doing what I'm doing. They're just guessing. But they're not saying it's their guess. They're saying sources. I heard from a guy. They want you to believe they got an inside guy. But they don't. They're doing what I'm doing. So this is me saying, but some people took it serious. It's okay. I don't care what people think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What's going on with Jalen Reagor? Does he get traded? Do we give him another chance? Let me know your thoughts on that and tell me, am I wrong? Tyrann Matthews won't be an Eagle? Let me know your thoughts. It's not going to happen today, most likely, at least not 3 to 5. But you never know. I went out on a limb and I was wrong. But this is what they do. If it's not Schefter, Rappaport, Tom Pelissero, they don't got inside sources. They're just saying their gut feeling, like I did. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out.